What's up everyone, I'm Rachelle. I have been living out of a backpack and a suitcase for the last 8 months. And as I'm getting ready to go out of the country yet again, I decided to, before I packed everything up, show you what I'm traveling with because this is everything I own. So back in January, I sold everything I owned, bought a one-way ticket and flew to Thailand. I have been living on the road ever since and have learned to live with less. And so I've gotten tons of questions about what I have, how I'm able to live with just a backpack and a suitcase, which is a valid question. So I thought I would just show you what I've got. So when I went to Thailand, obviously I was packing for the tropics. Now I'm actually getting ready to go to colder climates. It's getting a little bit later in the year and I will need to be in places that will be extremely cold with snow. And so it's been really interesting to learn how to pack for multiple climates, and I'll show you what has changed in my backpack and in my suitcase since those Thailand days. So this is the suitcase that I have been living out of. It is the Away medium. It is not carry-on, so I do have to check this. And when I was getting ready to leave, I decided that I wanted a suitcase that had a hard shell instead of a soft shell, mainly because I knew I was going to be traveling in the tropics. I knew there was going to be weather, and I'm really glad I did because I have gotten caught in quite a few rainstorms. Some of the things I love about this suitcase is it is expandable and collapsible depending on what I've packed into it. It does have a lock combination so that I can feel a little bit more secure about it being under a bus or, you know, in a storage room in a hostel. So I'm gonna start off by showing you everything that I currently have in my suitcase, and we'll go through my backpack later. So checked luggage can weigh up to, I think, 50 pounds. I think the heaviest this thing has been 42 pounds, which is still very, very heavy, but this is my life. Here we go. Now, obviously not everything is currently in the suitcase because I still have a few days before I leave the country, so I'm still kind of using a lot of the stuff. Okay, so I have two sides to the Away bag. It's one side, which has two lovely snaps to help compression pack everything, has my clothes. The Away bag comes with this nifty little, like, dirty clothes bag. It currently has all of my underwear in it. So I have 15 to 18 pairs of underwear. I have 2 regular bras and 2 sports bras. Loofah, because it's a lot easier to dry than like a washcloth. As far as clothing goes, I have 6 moisture wicking t-shirts that I got off of Amazon. Half of them are black, mainly because they don't show sweat as much, they don't show dirt as much, so you can usually wear them a few times before you actually like have to wash them, which is super nice as long as they don't stink. 4 tank tops. I was trying to go for like all black and dark colors just so they don't show stains or wear as much, but I need color in my life. 2 pairs of like short shorts that I found at REI. They're really lightweight, which is really nice, and they breathe. So I have this one is just like a reddy color, and then I have black, which is nice because it goes with all of these colors. 2 pairs of leggings, hot pink because me, and I also am wearing my black pair right now. I have yet to wear them, but I ended up buying a pair of blue jeans because of some travels I have coming up in the coming months. I am gonna need like actual long pants. So that's it for like my basic like everyday wear clothes. Everything pretty much goes with everything, so I don't have to worry about making sure that I wear, you know, this shirt with these pants. Unless it's pink on pink, it's fine. And even then, nobody really cares. So now on to the specialty items. I have a packing cube which has my bathing suits. 2 bottoms and 2 tops. The bottoms black and pink, and then my 2 tops are black and turquoise. I actually brought quite a few more sets of bathing suits. I ended up just leaving them in different places because I didn't need them and they were just taking up too much space. Another thing that I love, this is my long sleeve UV protection shirt with a hoodie. Again, I got it on Amazon. It was the best decision ever. There's tons of stains on it, but I don't really care. This thing has saved me in the tropics. This has saved me when I've needed like an extra layer when it's gotten a little chilly, and I love it. Other specialty items. I do travel with a set of pajamas. It's just a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt because I do stay in hostels, like communal areas. I stay with people, so I do need to I do need to wear pajamas. This is just like a Dirty Dash t-shirt. It's a 5K mud run that I did years and years ago. I do have a rain jacket. I've worn it a few times when I was in Singapore, and then I've also used it as like a cover for my backpack. I got caught in like a huge storm when I was in Thailand and had to wrap my backpack with something, and I didn't have a backpack cover, so this worked and saved me quite a bit. I also have, this is my sweatshirt from a previous job. I actually wore it a few times when I was in Southeast Asia. The buses got really cold. It also doubles as a pillow if I need it, and a blanket when I'm on airplanes if I don't have like a blanket that the airplane gives me. I have a dress, a skirt, this cute little white skirt from I think Old Navy when I was in Utah. My last specialty item that I am traveling with is my huge winter coat. This is my Columbia coat. It's got a puffy inside. I have to travel with this because of the places that I will be traveling to in the next few months, and I will not be going back to Utah to pick this up. So when I left at the end of June, I had to pack this with me. It weighs a ton, it takes up a lot of space, but I am going to need it. That is all of my clothes. Absolutely everything I own. I own no other clothes anywhere else. I'm gonna clean this up and we'll look at the other side. Okay, kind of got things under control. So the clothing side has compression straps and it has a couple of zippers. I used to keep like receipts and stuff in these, but then I decided I didn't want to. They were just getting a little heavy and I just didn't want to deal with it. So on this other side, it also has some zippers, a lock that I use for lockers at hostels with my many air tags. This is my logbook for scuba. Decoy wallet. When you backpack, you do need to travel with some decoys. This is my money bag. I had to buy a money bag when I was in Thailand because it is a cash culture. And right now it's where I keep all my bills from all the different countries that I've been to. So I have Thai money in here. I have euros, soles from Guatemala, money from Malaysia. It's just kind of souvenirs, I guess. On the other side, I have a passport decoy with my expired passport in here. I have a, I don't know, bag. And then here's my logbook for sailing. So if I ever do get on a sailboat, I can log my miles, but I also have like my certifications and stuff in here when I did my sailing school. It's also a good place for me to keep stamps. Then open it up. Now it's pretty empty right now because I am using a bunch of stuff, so let's get into it. So my emergency kit right now, this is an emergency kit that I bought a while ago and it's just kind of grown. So I've got tons of Band-Aids in here, Dramamine pills, which I actually did have to use, mini sewing kit. I think these are like Sani wipes, safety pin, and acid. So these are things that actually like kind of just came with the kit, but when you travel full-time, you do need to kind of be prepared for a little bit more. More motion sickness pills, lozenges, because I did get a little sick. I had like a little bit of an earache after scuba diving. Pepto, Tums, triple antibiotic cream, anti-itch cream for like mosquito bites. You can tell I've used it quite a bit. I just have some extra deodorant in here because I like to buy the 2-packs. I have some aloe for afterburn, some extra chapstick. So that is my emergency kit. Fortunately, I don't have to get into this kit very often. Every now and then I'll need a Band-Aid or I'll need like the anti-itch cream because I got bit by a couple mosquitoes when I was in Georgia. But thankfully this just kind of stays there and is like a preparation just in case kind of thing. An extra thing of makeup wipes. So this was, I guess it still kind of is, my my toilet bag. When I started overlanding in Southeast Asia, we would stop at rest stops that didn't have certain things. And so whenever I ended up needing to use a public bathroom, I would take this bag with me. It just has toilet paper, Sani wipes, a couple extra pads, some like hand sanitizer, so that as long as they had a toilet, I had everything else. And I did have to use it quite a bit, so I've kind of just kept it packed, just in case. A deck of playing cards, a fan. This is my eye mask. I usually don't have a problem like falling asleep even in hostels, but there are some times when if I need to take a nap in the middle of the day or if I need to fall asleep on an airplane or a bus or something, I do need to bust this out. So it is so nice because it literally blocks out like all the light. Like I am actively like trying to like move my head. Okay, there we go. Now I've got light. I've tried quite a few eye masks. This one is fantastic. Don't worry, I will link all of these things in the description below if you want to take a look at it and maybe buy a couple things. I've been traveling long enough so that I only carry what I use. I do have a blow up neck pillow. I've used it a few times. I like it because it does condense down quite a bit. My dry bag, which I've used on many occasions. It is disgusting because I've used it so much. So this is my Cotopaxi backpack. It was a gift and I love it. This is my day bag. So if I'm, you know, going out for a couple hours and I'm not too concerned about safety, if I just need to take more stuff, I will always take this bag. This is my favorite bag. I use it all the time. It's just bright and colorful. I love it. I haven't used this yet. I still have this idea that I'm going to straighten my hair at some point and wear it down, but it's just been so hot. And since I'm like dog sitting and going on walks and stuff, and it's just not worth it. So I'm holding on to it. I will probably get rid of it at some point. When I was getting ready to go, I had no clue what kind of shoes I wanted to have with me. I ended up with 3 pairs of shoes. The first pair were these Tevas. Now I bought these, don't do this. I bought these online from Amazon like a week before I left, but I have worn these shoes every single day since I've been on the road in January. I love these shoes. It was kind of funny. I was watching a video the other day of some of my earlier travels and I had a shot of my feet and it was so funny how clean these were and how like not scuffed up they were. But I love these shoes. They're starting to like miss a bunch of the padding on the bottom and it's like getting rubbed really like flat. So I'll probably need to replace these in a couple of months. I bought a pair of Hokas before I left. I got them on sale from REI because I figured I would wear these hiking or whatever I was doing in Southeast Asia. I never wore these. I wore my Tevas, but I still kept these because I knew that like in the future I was going to need them and I needed to have a backup pair of shoes just in case. Oh, that was another thing. I have 3 pairs of socks. I can count on one hand how many times I actually wore these when I was in Asia. I've worn them more since and I will be needing to wear them in the future. So that's why I hung on to them. The last pair of shoes that I have with me are actually my slippers that I'm wearing. These are just the Minnetonka slippers that I actually left these at my mom's house. While I was in Asia, I didn't have them with me. And then when I left in June, I took these with me because I love wearing slippers. Thank goodness, because the house I'm staying at is cold. Like it's usually in the 60s. Okay, so that's everything that I have in my suitcase. This is the backpack that I travel with. It's an Osprey Farpoint 40 and it has all the pockets I need. It has compression straps. It has everything that works for my situation. This is my toiletry bag. When I'm staying in people's houses like I am right now, I don't use this because I use the toiletries that they have. But when I'm in hostels or in hotels, this is what I take and hang in the shower. Got like just a bunch of pockets and zippers. In here I have like flossers. I've got some extra Q-tips. I have some extra bobby pins. One of my favorite things that I bought years ago and I've used ever since is this mini razor from Venus. It is so stinking cute. Look at it, it's cute, it's pink, it's compact, it fits in any bag and it's protected. Like I said, I've had this thing for years and I just every couple of months swap out the razor blade and it's good as new. So these are called goo tubes, I think. So this one has shampoo in it. This one has conditioner. Most of the hostels that I've been staying in have had really good shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. Some of them don't. Some of them have broken dispensers. So I like to have these on hand. And then when I am home or in a place that has full amenities, I might top these up. I have one of those like full body soaps. It's actually kind of melted right now. So it's good for like shampoo, for washing your body with. And then this bag that I bought is one of those really cool bags where I can put like a wet bar of soap in here, seal it up, and it does not leak everywhere. And it somehow lets air in to keep the soap dry so it doesn't get all moldy and gross. Haven't had to use this for a while, which has been really nice. Packs up really nicely. I got this online. It's the Tripped brand. Oh, and I have like extra, I'm running low on my mascara and my eyeliner, so I bought some extra just so that I had some, and it lives in here. I have, I don't know what you call this, like another toiletry bag. This is the one that I use all the time. So this bag basically just lives in the bathroom when I'm staying in people's homes. It has the rest of my toiletries and my everyday things. So I have the makeup remover wipes that I'm using. I've got my toothbrush set up. Don't wear a lot of makeup, but I do have a MAC palette. It's just pink, different shades of pink. You can tell which one I use a lot. I have had this same compact for, well, I bought this right before I left, so I've been using it for the last 8 months and I still have a lot of use left. Just a brush that I had. I have no clue where I got it. My sister probably gave it to me at some point. And then I just wear CoverGirl mascara and eyeliner. That is it. I do not wear makeup every day. Deodorant, extra Q-tips, hairbrush, just a Conair like travel size one, which I've had for years. Ibuprofen. So I have a carry-on size toothpaste. I'm not sure why I have an extra one in there. Tweezers, nail clippers, then one of these like emery board things. So when you trim your nails, you can file them, shine them, polish them, all that stuff. Carabiner in here, I'm not sure why. Spare pad. I like have a fear of like running out of my favorite chapstick. It's the candy cane flavor from Chapstick brand. My absolute favorite. I usually buy a ton of them at once and just kind of store them, but now that I'm on the road, they're just all over my bags. And a reusable wipe to get rid of makeup. Pathetic. This is my jewelry bag. So I have 2 pairs of earrings. They're the same kind. My niece had made me a pair of earrings. I lost them. I feel terrible. I have a picture of me wearing them. And then I have like 4 little like silver ring bands, a couple clips, and a couple bobby pins. Those are all of my toiletries, and everything fits in this makeup bag, which I don't remember where I got it, so, but I love it. I do want to throw a little caveat out there and say that it's really easy to overpack and bring all of the what ifs. It's really easy to pack extra of everything because you don't know if you're going to run out, or if you don't know if you're going to lose something and need extra. One thing that I've learned is that most people have the same needs as you do. Most people wash their hair. Most people have to shave something. A lot of people around the world wear makeup. A lot of people around the world do all the things that you do, trim their nails, wear jewelry. So you're gonna find a lot of places sell the things that you need. It might not be the exact brand that you're used to. You'll find that it works. I found Q-tips in a 7-Eleven in Thailand. I found packets of individual conditioner in a grocery store in the highlands of Vietnam. I found toothpaste in Cambodia. You know, unless you're going to the middle of nowhere where they don't have stores, maybe take a second and think, hey, I'm traveling here. If I forgot something, or if I didn't bring this, if I needed it, could I buy it at this location? And chances are you're gonna be able to find it. So maybe take a second before you start packing for all the what ifs. Okay, like I said, my backpack is not currently packed, but I do want to show you what I keep and where. So on the front of the bag, I actually have these 2 pockets. So back when I was in Southeast Asia, I traveled with a pair of flip-flops that I just got from Old Navy, like just basic. And those were my shower shoes. Now, if you know, you know, when you share bathrooms with a bunch of strangers, places where you don't think it's gonna be cleaned every day, and that kind of grosses me out. Anytime I would shower in a hostel, even in some hotels, I would wear these shower shoes. They're super quick to dry, and I would literally just like, when I travel, I threw them either on the outside of my bag or in their own like grocery bag in my suitcase. Because I'm no longer staying in hostels, I chucked them before I left Southeast Asia. This front little pouch usually holds my numerous pairs of sunglasses, a couple chapsticks, and then when I am like traveling on the airplane and I have to condense everything, I try to put anything I might need in a hurry up in here. These snacks I might need like on a train or something. Anything that I need quick and easy access to goes in this top zipper, and it's a lot more spacious than I thought it was. So this next zipper is where my laptop lives and all of the accessories with it. So I have a MacBook Pro. I also have this bag full of adapters, cables. I have quite a few little like external hard drives. Place where I keep, it looks like a cigarette case to be honest. But this is where I keep all of like my spare memory cards. A little notebook and pen in here. All the kinds of adapters that I'll need. I do have a tech background, so I just want to be prepared. None of my photos live on my computer. I have 2 of these SanDisk hard drives. These are 2 terabyte hard drives. All of my pictures live on these things because I have been around computers and IT support for too long to know that you need to save your pictures, your videos, your precious memories, not on your computer itself, because heaven forbid something would happen to my computer. A journal, which I wasn't sure if I was going to journal or not because I make these videos and these are kind of my journal. When I was doing research before I was getting ready to go, something that a lot of creators told me was that they wish they had a journal or a notebook or something from their first like beginnings of travel so that they could look back and kind of see the progression and watch the evolution of their travel journey. And so I just thought that was kind of fun. I don't write in it every day and it's not like I don't record every single thing that I do. It's more of my thoughts and feelings and my hopes and dreams, which has been really fun to see. Like I keep track of, I don't want to show you everything, like of where I've been and where I'm going. So I can kind of look back and this would be a fun little like keepsake since I don't buy souvenirs. Another big thing I keep in there is this massive hydro flask. Only sticker I've ever put on it and that I will only ever put on it is a glow in the dark manta ray sticker. When I was in Hawaii a couple years ago, I went snorkeling at night with the giant manta rays and it was magical. Almost done. Oh my gosh. Okay. So then in this last zipper, in this massive bag we have a zipper on the inside. I don't keep too many things in here. One of the things I do keep is like my airplane kit. So it has my earbuds that have the auxiliary jack that can plug into the airplane so I can watch movies. I have my corded Apple earbuds and then I have a pair of like actual earplugs. It's my passport. And then I also, when I was in Utah earlier this year, I got my international driving permit. I know I'm not gonna need it in the countries that I already am planning on visiting. It's good for a while, so I just figured might as well get it because you never know. When you're traveling, you wanna keep your passport, you wanna keep your driver's license, you wanna keep it in the same spot every single time you travel. That way, when we have those momentary panics of, oh my gosh, should I pack it? Yeah, it's in the same spot. And if I have any like extra bags, I always have Ziploc bags with me. I always have grocery bags with me because you never know when you're gonna have like wet clothes. You never know if you're gonna need to like take some food home or some snacks or something. It's just always good to have bags. They don't take up any space. Case in point, here's another one. And I'm pretty sure I brought these from Utah back in January. My over-the-ear headphones. These were a gift from my previous job. Every 5 years you got a service award and you got to pick like a gift. For my 15-year service anniversary, I got some noise canceling headphones. They didn't come with a case. So on travel days, I do tend to like wear them so that they don't get like squished. Granola bars and snacks. When I do travel, like on travel days, I like to have some kind of food in my bag, not like candy, but actual like protein. These are like kind breakfast bars. I've traveled in too many buses and trains to know that you can get caught and stuck, and it's just, things are just worse when you're hungry. So I always have some of those. Another Cotopaxi bag. So this guy is mainly like my electronics bag and my chargers. So I have like my international adapter thing. So I've actually had this same one since I studied in Germany in 2014. 2 of these are power banks. They're the Anchor power banks. I've had these for a while. You do have to carry these on. They cannot be checked in your bag. I guess I've stored some kind of like a pack right now when it comes to tissues because I used to use these as like toilet paper in Thailand and Vietnam. I bought a package of tissues. I can't even remember where I was. What language is this? That's Vietnamese. So I guess somewhere in Vietnam, I bought a package of like 6 and I didn't realize they were cinnamon scented. So that was kind of fun the first time I used it as toilet paper. With my GoPro accessories, I'm actually filming on my GoPro right now with the tripod, an insane carabiner. So this does work for like heavier items if I have to keep something off the floor, like my backpack or my toiletry bag. If there's not a place to like hang it, I can actually use I can use this guy. So a couple other things I put in there. I put my blankie in there, which I'm not gonna show, but it does shrink down to like a baseball size. I'll put any snacks or any like extra food that I have. If I'm not going by plane somewhere, I'll throw it in my backpack just to take it with me and keep my hands free. One last thing that I travel with that I actually was pretty hesitant to bring along, but I'm glad I brought it, is my iPad. And this is mainly because I knew I was gonna be spending a lot of time on buses and trains, and you need some form of entertainment. And I didn't want to use up the battery and the space on my cell phone, so all of my entertainment is here on this iPad. I have the Audible app, I have YouTube, I have podcasts, I have movies and stuff, games, so that I can keep my battery life alive on my phone for as long as possible. If space is not an issue, I will keep my purse with me. If I have to condense everything, this guy actually will fit just fine in my backpack. I try not to because I do like to kind of keep everything in here. So let me show you what's in this guy. So I was trying to find ways of being like all aesthetic-y with what I keep in my purse. So this is what I came up with. Okay, so I usually have a pair of sunglasses and a rag to clean them. I have some more tissues, some hand sanitizer. I always have lotion with me, of course, some chapstick, place to keep some pads and tampons, something that one of the ladies that I sat for got me, a squished penny, which was really fun. The wallet that I actually use, extra battery for my GoPro. This is another one of those battery packs with the cable. My AirPods, a couple of pens, usually some type of gum, mint, and then these are just the snacks that I have in my bag. Not too much. That is it. I think that is absolutely everything I own. It's still kind of surreal to me that I can survive on so little. And I know that it's very extreme. You don't have to travel this way. This is the way that I choose to travel right now. And I know that there's a day coming in the future where I will have a home again and I will want to buy more things, but it is not right now. But there are a few things that I took with me in January that I no longer have with me. The two biggest things that I do not have with me anymore is I don't have my big camera. I had a Sony a6000 camera with a Tamron lens. I just never used it enough to justify keeping it, so I left that in Krabi, Thailand. And then the second thing is my drone. I used to travel around with my drone and I would have these dreams of droning everywhere I went to get these like epic shots of like where I'm at. The truth is, I either didn't want to use my battery life on my phone to fly it, couldn't fly it, forgot about it, or, it just didn't fit in what I was doing. I didn't want to take away from it. There were times where I didn't want to take it with me because I wasn't sure of the security and I didn't know if, it was gonna get wet or anything else. So actually, while I was back in Utah, I sold it. I have not regretted it since. I haven't regretted getting rid of my big camera either. Another big thing is I used to have a black skirt, a long black skirt. I ended up accidentally leaving it in Vietnam. And so when I came back to the States, I realized I needed either a dress or a skirt or something for church or if I would go into temples and things like that. So I ended up buying the dress. I got the skirt because I'm not usually a dress person and it's nice to have options. So that's it. That is everything that I own. I have one small box at my sister's with like keepsakes in it. So I have like my baseball glove. I have some books. I have like a teddy bear. I have my baton, just a few little things that are more mementos than anything else that I will someday want to have and look back on. But this is everything that I own right now. So out of all these items, a few of them I did buy kind of last minute, not thinking that I was going to be using them very much. The biggest one was my dry bag. I was watching a video where I was at a waterfall, the sticky waterfall in Thailand, and I said, oh, I'm gonna try out my dry bag, for the first time because I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it. I ended up using that dry bag so much. I used it all the time because I was in tropics. I was in places where it was gonna get wet and where I needed to make sure that my bag was visible. It wouldn't get wet, and it's huge. So it's a little bit bigger than my purse, and so it just made things a little bit easier. I could throw everything I needed in there and just not even worry about it. The other thing that surprised me the most that I used so much more than I thought I would was that pink fan. That was a gift from my sister for Christmas, and I used that thing so much. I guess it's a good thing that I'm not a shopper. I haven't been tempted to buy a lot of things, but just knowing the fact that anything I buy when I'm on the road or when I'm living this kind of lifestyle, I have to actually carry with me. It plays heavily into those kind of spending habits. I remember in 2022, my friend Elise and I were backpacking in southern Germany for the Christmas markets, and I wanted to buy one of the prune people that we saw in Nuremberg. And it was at that moment when I learned the hard way that when you're backpacking, you have to carry everything with you. Even though I was only needing to carry it for a week, having to carry this delicate little thing terrified me. I had to scavenge around for a cardboard box to keep him in. I had to hold him in my hands as we got on these airplanes back to the States. If I wanted to buy something while I was in Thailand, I was gonna have to haul that thing around for months. If I bought something and wanted to ship it to the States, it would cost so much money. It's just not even worth it. So it's been forcing me to really focus on those non-material things that are more experience-based than tangible item-based. And it's been such a great experience, such a great adventure. I can't wait for the next one. I am getting on a plane in a couple days to head to a new country, and so I will see you there.